Today I wanted to prune a couple of hybrid tea roses. That way you could see on a couple of different bushes how I prune my hybrid teas. Currently it is beginning of October right now here in Phoenix, and this is about the time I like to do my fall pruning. This will get it ready for it to start blooming again here mid to end October, November, December. I also did a video about pruning floribundus here in fall, and the principles are going to be more or less the same. Basically I want to get all the kind of junky summer growth off. You can see this guy back here, he's kind of overgrown and bushy looking, so I want to get him down a little bit more compact. That way it's got something to grow out of and it doesn't just keep growing and get kind of out of control. I want to keep it nice and tidy, so I will cut this back. So I'll do a before and after, that way you can see it, and I will also show you different hybrid tea that has a different growth pattern. This one's pretty bushy, as you can see, so I'll show you another one that has that kind of growth pattern on it as well. So this one is Blue Girl. It is a hybrid tea. It does grow pretty bushy, and you can see I have some leftover summer junk. It is starting to put on more blooms with the cooler weather. However, I'm probably going to end up cutting these off just because I don't want it to continue to keep growing up. I want to bring it back to something nice and sturdy, that way it's not looking so out of control. Okay, so this right here, so this kind of has some junky summer growth on it. These leaves don't look very pretty, so I kind of want to get that off. And you can see how it goes back to this one origin point. That's probably about where I'm going to cut this back down to, just to get all of this spindly stuff off and to give it a good starting point down here. What happens is if I cut it here, the rose does tend to grow out. It'll grow somewhere out here, like at the end. So you want to bring it back to a point where it looks stable so that the new growth can come out. Also, if it'll try and grow out a bunch of different times off of this, and it'll get even more kind of clustered and junky. So in the interest of cleaning this up and cutting it back, this is more or less how much I will be taking off of all of these. So for some reason, the audio did not record on this, but this is the second hybrid tea that I want to show you. This is my Oklahoma. You can see it does look like it went through like a solid month of 120 degrees, which is fine. So we will prune that back. You can see here that this is
what I would consider a sturdier growth. And so if we trim it back, this one would have a good cane to have new growth come out of. So I may not cut that back so far. However, this is more malleable and also very junky looking. So I would get rid of this cane, as it wouldn't be a very good supportive cane for new growth to come off. So I'd probably cut it back to around this point, just to a supportive part, and also to get rid of some of that junkier growth off the bush. So these ones are quite a bit taller than the surrounding canes, and even though they're a bit sturdier, I probably will cut these back just to equalize the size of the bush, probably take it back to about there, just to get it down to a good point, and so that it's even, the bush is an even size. There's a lot of foliage in here. It's kind of full and crowded, and so when we go to prune this, I want to get it open. That way the new growth has somewhere to grow. Right now there's a lot of junk in the way, so I want to clear that up and allow for new growth and sunlight and good air circulation down throughout the bush. So that is what I'm going to do here.
Okay, so here it is after the prune. You can see I took off a good amount, but really, I mean, it clears it up. It gives it room for new growth to come on, and gets off some of that junkier stuff. So I think it looks a lot better right now. You can see one little bloom here. It's not looking too bad. I did want to show you. So when you're pruning and you're given the choice between like a new cane and an older cane, you usually want to keep the newer cane. If the new cane is growing like up out of the top, maybe not keep it, but these two guys right here, these are nice new thick canes, and they're growing out of the bottom of the rows. So that's really, really good growth. That's growth that you want to see. I wouldn't take that off, even though it is kind of competing with this older, thicker cane. I left both right now. We should see more growth off of the two new canes than this older cane. But when we go to do a hard prune back, I'll probably take this older, thicker cane off in favor of this younger cane. This guy right here is my drift rose, and in the next video I will show you kind of how to prune this guy and my other miniature and ground covers. Okay, so please do subscribe, and I will keep you updated on all my rose garden adventures and how-tos.